Livewire is a niche social network for young people who are living with a serious illness or a chronic health condition or a disability. So just to give you a little bit of background, most recently I was working for Fairfax Digital, and unlike Kylie, whose great idea was bought by Fairfax, I was hired by Fairfax to come up with a great idea. Which is quite challenging because there were a lot of people in there who had ideas about what it should be. My job was to develop a youth strategy for Fairfax Digital because Fairfax realised that young people were no longer buying and reading newspapers, well, they were reading them but they weren't buying them, and that the youth media consumption habits were changing, and no longer did they just want to be fed mainstream news stories, they wanted to be able to participate and contribute, have their say, and most importantly, have peer recognition. And so my job was to have a look at what Fairfax was doing, what we could leverage, and then take social media and online networking tools to create a product which is now the Vine, vine.com.au, which turns 1 today, which is a bit exciting. And it's been pretty successful. So having done that, when the federal government decided to fund the Starlight Children's Foundation to develop an online community for 10 to 21-year-olds who, the need is that when you're seriously ill or you're disabled, you're often undergoing a lot of treatment, you can't go to school, and as an adolescent, missing out on all those normal everyday activities, it actually has a massive impact on the whole rest of your life. And so what's really important is to be able to intervene at the point where it's going to do long-term damage. And so the main thing that Livewire was set up to do was to provide social support, peer support, to entertain them. So I'm not sure whether you know, but when a young person is in hospital when they turn 15, they go from the paediatric hospital into the adult hospital. And when you're an adult, when you're a child in an adult hospital, there are no clown doctors and there are no Captain Starlights, and basically there's nothing. And you're a sick person who's dying with 80-year-olds, and it's really awful. But I won't talk about that because that'll make me cry. Because I'm not equipped. I'm not 15 years online experience. I have no social work background, no health background. So for me, I was telling someone before, it's pretty hard. And also coming from a corporate environment into a not-for-profit environment where everybody's so nice. And so, not that the people that I was working with weren't, but they're exceptionally nice, which is great, and it's a really nice, it's amazing to work with all these people. But I'm not equipped, because I am nice, but I'm, just not equipped to deal with these things. And so basically what Livewire is, it's an online community that combines editorial content. So we take the best of youth culture content, but we tailor it. So there's no really skinny models because we've got kids who develop eating disorders, and we've got no messages about things that we know are unachievable to our members. And so we tailor the youth culture content. We have a whole range of interactive games that they can play if they don't feel like talking to each other. If they're feeling pretty crap, sometimes they just want to play solitaire. And a full suite of social networking tools. So you can create a profile, start a blog, write on a forum. But the key point of difference for Livewire is that we have a team of trained chat hosts, and they come from social work, counselling, youth work backgrounds, and we teach them how to cope with the issues that these young people may have. And what that does is it provides a really safe environment as well, and a supportive environment. And so a normal teenager, if you look at the statistics of this age group, chat technology is the least popular online application amongst this audience. In our community, it's the most popular because these people don't have any playground conversation. They don't have any friends. A lot of these kids don't have friends. If you're born with a chronic condition or a serious illness, you don't ever have a normal life. And so chat's great, and engagement is unbelievable. At the Vine, if someone spent more than 2 minutes on the page, we're like, woohoo! These people spend hours. And part of our government funding is allowing us to wirelessly network all the major paediatric hospitals in Australia. And so these kids will be able to access our site from the bedside. It's a tray table that has a laptop built into it, which we've designed ourselves. that only can access Livewire, which is a little bit disappointing because it'd be good for them to be able to access all these other great sites, but the hospitals won't let us make it open. But that way they can communicate to each other while they're in hospital. And we've actually had an incident where one person was writing, oh, what hospital are you in? This is boring, blah, 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 the food's crap, blah, blah, blah. And they were talking to the person opposite them. And continued to talk to each other via Livewire because it was easier for them to communicate that way.